Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku daily analysis for the S&P 500 for Monday, February the 27th, 2012. Well, a continuation of the trend to the upside today. Previous day's trading we had a candle with a higher high and a higher low. Today's trading we've taken out the high of the previous candle, but we also took out the low. So in bar chart terms that's an outside day and does raise some doubt about continuation of the trend to the upside in that first time frame. Having said that, however, we do have a small bodied candle with a very large shadow on the bottom. Now we can see that the market tested through the potential support area at 1363.98 and 1359.44, and also found support at the Tenkan Sen, which we highlight quite often when the market has solid upside momentum as an area of very strong support. And here we see the sellers losing commitment at that area as they did 2 trading days ago. So a very important area for this market at the Tenkan Sen, which is trading at 1356.30. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is bullish in the long-term time frame, the medium-term and the fast-term time frame, both trading above all of the 3 indicators, and that price action is supported by the Chica span, which is above the corresponding price action. So a bullish market with some solid upside momentum. We can also see the market is trending up on a second time frame basis, making a series of higher peaks and higher troughs, and the previous day's trading we actually took out the peak once again following another higher trough, so confirmation of that trend to the upside. Now if this trend is going to continue, however, we do need the market to close up above the 1370.58 level, and the market did test to that level and just beyond, and it was rejected from that area. So that is a very important area for the market for tomorrow's trading. If we do see a bullish close up above that area, then it wouldn't surprise to see the market trade fairly quickly up to the round number 1400, which is where we have the next area of resistance. There isn't any strong resistance between this level and the 1400 level, so good potential for strong upside momentum if we do see a bullish close up above that area. Next, moving on to gold, and here we see a market that's trending down in the first time frame. Today, once again, a candle that's made a lower high and a lower low. The downtrend was established on the previous day's trading. Prior to that, we had a fairly strong uptrend in the first time frame that took out the resistance at 1767. Today we've seen that 1767 level now hold as support, and here we see the swing high where we saw a rejection with this spinning top type candle, a trade above there, and today a doji type candle with a very long shadow on the bottom. And this does set the market up for a potential change back up to the of the trend in the first time frame back to the upside. The small body denotes neither side making net bullish nor bearish progress, and when we consider it in the context of the previous day's trading where the sellers made net bearish progress, these sellers seem to be losing the downside momentum that they had, and they certainly lost commitment as they traded down to around the 1767 level, and that's because of this large shadow. They were unable to maintain trading down below that level, and the buyers came in quite strongly to close the market up towards the high of that candle for a day where the buyers took control of the market within that trading day. Having said that, however, we haven't had a change of trend at the moment yet, but there is very strong potential for that change of trend. So we do need to watch the high of the current candle. If that high is taken out, then that is a very good buy signal for a potential test up to this minor resistance at 1788. If we do see a bullish close up above there, the market could be trading very quickly up to the 1800 round number, and then up to the resistance that extends beyond there to 1814. The market's very bullish in all 3 time frames. We're trading above the cloud, above the Kijun Sen and the Tenkan Sen, and that's supported by the Chica span. So a very, very bullish market in a market that's retracing this strong upswing that we had previously, and the sellers are losing momentum as we're correcting that previous upswing. Just looking at the Kijun-sen here, that has turned flat, so that does suggest potential for the market to test down to lower levels, and that represents the market attempting to find equilibrium. So if we do see the market close down below that support area at 1767 and below the low, there may be potential for the market to retrace back to around the 1723 level or to the Tenkan-sen trading at 1748, but the short-term dynamics certainly aren't supporting that type of price action. There is a very strong suggestion that we could see a change of trend to the upside for the next day's trading. Next on to light sweet crude oil, and certainly a change of momentum in the market for today's trading. Prior to this, we had a very strong uptrend in the first time frame over the previous few weeks, with the market making a series of green-bodied candles with very strong momentum from the buyers. Today we've had a green-bodied candle, and that suggests that the sellers have made net bearish progress, and it's been quite some time since we've seen that occur. Especially when we look back here, we had the breakout for the buy signal above the cloud, and we've only had one or two red body candles in the whole of that trading in that very strong upswing since we had the bullish signal in with the breakout above the cloud. We have had a change of trend to the downside today, so that is quite significant. And we have a candle that's made a lower high and a lower low, and the first time that we've seen that in quite some time in this market. Having said that, however, we do have a very large shadow on the bottom of this candle, and even though the sellers made net bearish progress, they failed to close the market down below the midpoint level, which suggests that they failed to take control of the market and they lost commitment as the market tested to the 106.95 area of support. Upside price rejection from that area, and the buyers have still maintained control of this market even though the trend changed. So there is strong potential for this market to reverse trend again back to the upside. The limiting factor there will be the resistance at 109.75, which the market failed to close beyond for the previous day's trading, and we've seen the rejection from that today. So that's a very important level. Obviously 110 is the nearest round number for that. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is trading above all three indicators, so we have a bullish market in the long-term, medium-term and fast-term time frame. Looking at the Tenkan-sen, that's pointing up very sharply, reflecting that strong upside momentum that we've seen in the market. But the Kijun-sen has turned flat, so there is a possibility that the market will continue to retrace back towards the Kijun-sen. The limiting factor obviously will be the support at 106.95, where we've seen rejection from here for today's trading. Chica span is above the corresponding price action, confirming the overall bullishness that we're seeing in this market. Now, if this trend does continue to the downside and we do see the market trade through 106.95, we should look to the Tenkan-sen at 105.11.5 for potentially very strong support. When the market has strong upside momentum, that's the first area of strong support, and it tends to hold on that first retest. That area coincides roughly with a window that was opened, and that is another area of very strong support down around the roughly about the 104.50 level. So for tomorrow's trading, obviously the 106.95, 107 level is very important if the market is going to continue the trend to the downside, but there is strong potential for a change of trend back to the upside. Watch the 110 level or 109.75 level for a potential higher high and higher low. If we do see the market break out up above there in a very bullish manner, we could see the market quickly trading up to around the 115 level.